Hey, I'm about 10 miles north of Hollis. We've had a couple quick funnels, no touchdown, but they lifted back in. She's still spinning pretty good on this eastern side of the cell. Yeah, I just crossed over. I realized that.
The only reason we see these isolated storms at all is because these tiny little lows have been forming and coming along the edge here, caught up in the outside rim, and then triggering that storm activity. And use our 3D slice and just kind of cut some of this up for you. And you can see even on here, these tops, the little bit of energy that came in with our cold fronts turned into a strong upper level disturbance. They've already had a couple of mild tornadoes out in Florida. And a couple people on Facebook asked about this. And what this is the sun goes down. Sometimes we get this. The radar starts to pick up moisture and a little bit of interference. There's no real actual energy there, even as we go to the satellite. Then we go to the storm system, right there over the Four Corners of New Mexico, counterclockwise rotation with an embedded strong cold front, which is going to knock our highs into the mid-60s tomorrow because it's a tornado watch box that's in play right there off the edge of Canadian. We actually have a tiny little bit of action trying to start down by Plainview. So what's going to happen over the next 3 or 4 days? Well, we have that little bit of energy that moved through, triggered those few tiny little isolated cells in there, but it's already slipping away into New Mexico, and we saw those storms die off. That high re-intensifies, slides back into the area.
It's Sunday, and you know what that means. I'm live at Wonderland Park with your forecast coming up.
Storm Track Forecast with meteorologist Kris Nation.
Well, Kris, we've got some watches and warnings out there.
We do. We've been talking about this system for a few days, Allie. We thought it was going to be like the last couple, very light, quick hit. It's looking more robust.
Really?
It is. Yeah, it looks like maybe 1 to 3 inches tomorrow, and maybe even more to the east.
Wow, okay.
And on top of that, not going to get up about 31 degrees, 32. So
but
yeah,
it was really cold today.
It was, and it'll be just as cold tomorrow.
We're just spoiled. We've had some good days.
We got to hunker down. You know, just get through this tomorrow. We'll be fine. Let's go ahead and break it down before you start you off with these watches and warnings that me and Allie were just talking about. These are winter weather advisories that go into effect tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and they are till 9 p.m. tomorrow. And that looks to be just about right and on target for what's headed this way. We'll take a look at the radar sweeps, nice and clear this evening. Now we have cloud cover socked us in pretty good, but there's no energy in it now. And in fact, we're still really, really dry. We're going to get there in a second. Nothing in motion. We'll take a look at the satellite. Cloud covers had us socked in most of the day. We had a little bit of clearing between Clarendon, Tulia, Plainview, and Childress. Even that's now filling back in as the system is starting to head this way. Let's take a live look outside. 287 to the south. You can see the cloud cover there and that little bit of clearing out there we were just seeing. So how cold is it really? Because that's what everybody's talking about today. It is 24 degrees. The wind chill, it feels like 11 right now in town. So get the heavy coat out, and tonight, bring in those pets. Winds out of the northeast at about 16. Now here's the problem. These dew points are very dry. 14 right now just is not going to cut it, especially if we want to get this 1 to 3 inches tomorrow. We've got to get more moisture. Now that's going to come to us later tonight out of the south, but as we take a look at them, we're at 14, 7 in Clovis right now, 8 in Guyman, 5 in Liberal, even 12 in Clarendon and Pampa. So it's a dry environment. Temperatures today did not warm up much. This morning we bottomed out at about 16 degrees, got up to about 31, right on target as the high that me and Dave projected yesterday, and that's going to be probably the same thing we see tomorrow. Current temps out there right now, we're at 19 in Elkhart, about 18 in Clayton. Even here we're at 24, 30 in Childress, about 31 in Clovis. So it's very cold. Now factor in that little bit of wind that's from the same cold front yesterday, the Arctic air itself. And this is what it feels like out there. 9 in Elkhart, 5 in Clayton. We've got 11 here, 21 in Childress, and 13 in Perryton. So you get the heavy coat out. We'll pull back. We'll go to the actual temps out there nationally and just throw some of this up here. The very cold stuff still working its way in right there along Kansas and headed our way tonight. And what does that mean in layman's terms? Another night of probably upper single digits to mid-teens for overnight lows. Bring the pets in, and if you're in the north, you may want to think about, if you've got an older house, turning that faucet on, letting those pipes drip. It's going to be cold. Now we've got high pressure to the northeast of us. You can see the clockwise motion in the clearing. That's not a good thing for us right now. Normally it protects us, keeps storms away. This time it's also kind of ushering in the last bit of that cold air coming off the front. And that's going to stay there for another 12 hours, and that's going to make tomorrow very chilly. So let's get to the approaching storm system. The core of it now out there off of California. All of this is wraparound, very broad system, but it's now what we call a closed low. Originally we thought it was going to sweep through as a very weak wave. It's picking up energy, and the key component is this. Once it rolls through late tonight and really tomorrow morning, here's the issue. These winds have got to shift to the southwest, or at least the south. That will bring in the moisture out of Baja, shoot the dew points up, and set the stage. And that's what it looks like it's going to happen. We go to the future track model. We'll put it into motion for you. And watch. It picks up energy as it comes out of Baja, and then even by about 9:30 in the morning, snowing across eastern New Mexico. We continue the motion here. Goes across the entire area. Even there, if I pause, about 5:30 in the afternoon to the evening tomorrow, Looks to be snowing just about everywhere in the viewing area. Then quickly in the late hours, probably late Sunday night towards Monday morning, system pushes off in Oklahoma, Kansas, and East Texas. But you know, that's a little wide for me. I want to go in and take a closer look so we can literally break down every town that we have out here. So we'll put it into motion for you. Here's what's going to happen. Same thing, just as the last projection, just a little closer. Works across eastern New Mexico by about 10 in the morning up towards Hereford along 60. Wave comes in, gets all of us about 4:30 to 5:30. Don't plan to travel right then unless you absolutely have to. Let the thing just clear out. Another issue I have, by about midnight to 12:30 tomorrow night, it is projecting a mix that could freeze on top of the snow we already have, make a very hard, crispy layer, and possibly ice up some roads that aren't already snow-packed. Once the thing clears, we start to get a little fog on the backside and should start to clear out by Monday with mostly sunny skies. Here's what you really want to know. The snow potential. I'm going to call for 1 to 3 across the majority of the entire area. The big winners look to be the far eastern side as the last little bit of the energy sweeps through to the east. Probably will dump the heaviest stuff. I'm going to go 2 to 4 there for probably Tulia all the way to Childress, Clarendon, Pampa, and Canadian. The rest of us 1 to 3. I want to see how much moisture this thing actually picks up as it works its way in over the next 12 hours. I'll tell you, it is looking good. An overnight low is 15, mostly cloudy. It is very cold out there. Again, I keep stressing it, bring the pets in. Even your dog and your cats cannot take these kind of temps. Mid 15 right now. We're talking about 15 in Borgers and overnight low, 20 in Childress, 11 up in Liberal, even 18 in Clovis. Tomorrow, high is only 31. We will not get above freezing tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, snow throughout the day, winds south 10 to 15, hopefully bringing in that moisture. Now for everyone in the upper 20s to about 34, another chilly day on deck, and you probably won't see much of that sun. I'm at 80%. The system looks on target, and it looks like the moisture return is underway. I'll reevaluate that for tonight at 10 o'clock. We've got another cold front Tuesday into Wednesday and Friday into Saturday. Both have a small shot alley, but this looks to be a good one. I'm going to hold on to it, track it in this evening, and maybe we'll finally get a decent snow instead of a dusting.
All right. I'm ready for the moisture.
Right, I am too. If I can get 2 or 3, I can make snow ice cream, so it's perfect.
Thank you so much.
Hey, I'm about 10 miles north of Hollis. We've had a couple quick funnels, no touchdown, but they lifted back in. She's still spinning pretty good on this eastern side of the cell. Yeah, I just crossed over, I realized.